another member. This is Representative Rodney Davis of Illinois. This comes after Representatives Raul Grijalva and Louis Gohmert tested positive just last week. Joining us now is Congressman Rodney Davis, a Republican from Illinois. Congressman Davis, look, thank you very much for being with us this morning. Your dog is right behind you, I think, soiling your lawn. How are you feeling this morning, Congressman?
You know, I feel great. I'll be honest with you. I take my temp every night and every morning, and I had usually have a temperature around 97 with the thermometer I use. Yesterday, it was 99. Because I had a bunch of public events planned over the next couple of days, I went ahead and went up to a rapid scan testing facility we have in our district, got tested, and surprisingly, I tested positive. And to be honest with you, if I wouldn't have tested yesterday morning, I came home, I was home all day yesterday and tested again last night with the thermometer, and it was 98 degrees. I never would have gone in without that test yesterday morning. So I'm glad it happened, glad I did, so I could keep people safe.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly the thing. You are keeping people safe. Your vigilance kept people safe, and only a temperature of 99 sent you to get a test. But you are extra vigilant, correct? Because your wife is a nurse and a cancer survivor?
You know, I do my best, like everybody does, to be vigilant. Obviously, we're never perfect. But in the end, I found that a protocol of taking my temperature with the same thermometer so that you can identify when there are spikes or decreases has really helped. It helped me know that, you know, my temp was 99, which was higher than normal for me on that specific thermometer. And that allowed me to be able to go in, even though at a 99-degree temp, I would have been let in any government building or medical facility without question.
Do you know where you got it?
No, I don't. I talked with my personal doctor here at home. I talked to the attending physician at the house. The attending physician seems to think it would have been in the last 48 hours before my diagnosis. So I was doing open office hours with constituents in different communities throughout my district, taking what I thought were all the safety precautions during those days. And obviously, I didn't do enough. I picked it up somewhere.
Well, look, I mean, you can do all the right things and still get it, so I wouldn't necessarily blame yourself on this. And obviously, in Congress, there's not testing. There's not testing for Congress right now. What do you think of that?
I think it's terrible. And ironically, Kevin McCarthy, our leader, and I, and Tom Cole have been trying to lead a charge to get the Speaker of the House to identify where we can get testing modalities brought to Capitol Hill. It's not just about us members of Congress. It's about the staff, the essential workers that are there on Capitol Hill, even when we're not there. It's about the media who are covering the stories that are important to the nation. They deserve testing capabilities too. And right now on the Capitol Hill, we don't have any, and it's a travesty.
Do you feel like, look, after Representative Gohmert got it, there were questions about whether members of your caucus were taking it seriously enough in the halls. Gohmert, as you know, was someone who hadn't been wearing a mask all that regularly, and then when he did, he was, you know, all over it and everything. Do you think that people who are walking the halls need to do more there?
You know, I can tell you from my personal experience when we're out there, which we were for the last 2 weeks, almost every Republican and Democrat takes it very seriously. Look, it wasn't just Louis that got diagnosed. It was also Representative Raul Grijalva, who was following all the protocols he thought to follow. So, like you said earlier, and like I found out, you can do what you think is the best and try the hardest to avoid it, and sometime it still affects you.
If you need to get a drink of water, you're probably just hoarse from all the talking you do as a member. I don't know that this is a symptom, but it is notable. Look, you're the ranking member on the House Administration Committee, which oversees election issues around the country. Illinois is, if I'm not mistaken, mailing out ballot applications to everyone in the state who's voted the last few elections. You say, quote, "I don't want voters in Illinois to think that when they get that application to vote by mail or vote absentee, that it's not a safe process." It is, you say. Voting by mail, voting absentee is a safe process?
In certain states, it is. States that are ready for it. Illinois has been utilizing vote by mail for numerous election cycles. And I'm glad that the Illinois State Legislature decided to mail applications for mail-in ballots, applications for absentee ballots, rather than mailing live ballots to registered voters like some other states do. That is a process when you mail live ballots that is ripe for fraud. It's already happened. As a matter of fact, One of my colleagues on the House Administration Committee, his staffer in the most recent election in the Washington, D.C. area, got 3 live ballots mailed to his house under 3 different names. We've already seen fraud committed in Paterson, New Jersey, in the areas around Evansville, Indiana, with mail-in ballots and even applications. We've got to make sure we limit the opportunity for fraudulent results. But the real tragedy when it comes to mail-in ballots that doesn't get reported enough is so many are rejected when they get to the polling place or get to the clerk's office to be counted. In Los Angeles alone, 100,000 ballots were rejected. Mail-in ballots were rejected. New York recently, 84,000 mail-in ballots rejected. That's disenfranchisement.
Sure.
We got to do better.
That's a different issue than fraud completely. And that is a valid, legitimate issue. I will note in both Paterson and Indiana, it was caught, which is also noticeable. In Paterson, it was comically caught. I mean, in some cases, it's obvious. It's more obvious to catch voter fraud with mail-in than other places. Look, the issue is it can be done, and it can be done well and safely. So shouldn't that be where the attention is, to make it more available? Would you want to go vote? If you felt like you felt now, when we're symptomatic like you are now, do you think on November 3rd you should be going to the polls?
Well, when you look at polling, 59% of all Americans still want to go vote at their polling place. And I think what we have to do is make sure that every voter has a chance to cast their ballot in the manner that they see fit. That's why I and my colleagues have introduced the EASE Act, would provide hundreds of millions of dollars to our local election officials to be able to get the products necessary to clean and sanitize our polling places, be able to put in protocols for social distancing. But we have a major problem too in this country, where polling places are being closed because our poll workers are an average of about 65 and over. They don't want to come to the polling places. And what happens is then you have long lines on election day. You have people who are not going to cast their ballot and wait in line that long. And my bill, the EASE Act, will actually incentivize young Americans to get involved by helping pay down their student debt.
Yeah, look, again, and I know you're addressing this as all calls for solutions rather than just saying it's all on fire. Congressman Rodney Davis, are you sure that this voice isn't a new symptom that's popping up this morning?
Yeah, you know, I certainly hope so, or hope not. But I'll be honest with you, yesterday, Illinois' weather has gone from 80 degrees in the morning to 54, and it was 50 degrees yesterday. I thought my scratchy throat was just normal until I got tested. It could be, but I will be honest, I have no symptoms that I feel whatsoever.
All right, Congressman Davis, listen, take care of yourself. We're glad you got tested. We're glad you caught this the next 12 to 14 days. We wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're just getting the latest numbers on new jobless claims in the United States. The breaking news next.
Around the world,